Welcome, dreamers. Ready to relax and unwind? Get comfy and let our soft night tales take you to magical places. Enjoy.
Imagine a garden that only blooms at night, under the light of 1,000 stars. A place so peaceful, so quiet, that the only thing you can hear is the soft hum of magic in the air. Tonight, we'll follow Luna, a curious girl with a heart full of dreams, as she discovers a secret garden that only reveals itself to those who believe in the magic of the night. Meet Luna. She's not like other children in her village. While others rush through their days, focused on tasks and chores, Luna has always been fascinated by the nighttime. She loves the way the world feels different under the moonlight, like it's holding secrets just waiting to be discovered. Every night, she stares out of her bedroom window, wondering about the stars and what lies beyond them. Little did she know, tonight would be the night she uncovered something truly magical. It had been an especially quiet evening in Luna's village. The only sounds were the whispers of the wind and the occasional rustle of leaves. Luna had spent most of the day reading stories about enchanted places, forests that glowed with fireflies, lakes that shimmered in the moonlight, and gardens that bloomed with flowers made of stardust. She'd always believed in these magical places, but she never expected to find one herself. But tonight, Luna felt something different. She felt the quiet pull of something unknown. The air felt heavier, warmer, and she couldn't shake the feeling that something was calling her outside. Something special. Something that only appeared under the silver light of the full moon. Luna couldn't resist. She tiptoed out of her house, her bare feet brushing against the cool grass, and followed the moonlight as it danced on the earth. The night was clear, with not a cloud in the sky, and the stars seemed brighter than usual. She walked past the old oak tree at the edge of the village and headed into the meadow, where the wildflowers swayed gently in the breeze. As she walked deeper into the meadow, Luna noticed something strange, a soft glow on the horizon, like the very air was shimmering. Her heart beat faster with excitement. Could this be it? Could this be the magical garden she had always dreamed of? She followed the glow, her eyes wide with wonder, until she reached a clearing. And there, in the middle of the meadow, was a garden like no other. The flowers glowed in shades of silver, blue, and lavender, and the trees sparkled as though dusted with tiny bits of stardust. There were vines curling up the trunks of the trees, with flowers that seemed to hum gently in the breeze. It was the kind of place where time seemed to stop. Luna stepped into the garden, her breath catching in her throat. The air smelled sweet, like honey and lavender, and the ground beneath her feet felt soft, like walking on a cloud. She could hear the faintest sounds, tiny giggles carried by the wind, the rustling of leaves as if the trees were whispering secrets to each other. It was as if the garden had a life of its own, alive with soft magic. At the heart of the garden, Luna found a small pond. The water was crystal clear, reflecting the starlight above like a mirror. Floating in the water were tiny glowing flowers, their petals shifting between colors, blue, pink, purple, and gold. They were like nothing Luna had ever seen before. She knelt down beside the pond and reached her hand out, mesmerized by the gentle ripples. As her fingers brushed the water, something incredible happened. The pond's surface shimmered, and a soft, soothing voice seemed to echo from deep within the water, though there was no one around. "You found the Starlight Garden," the voice whispered, "a place for dreamers, for those who seek peace under the stars. Come, let the garden share its magic with you." Luna smiled, feeling her heart lighten. She had always believed that magic existed in the world, but she never knew it could be so real. The voice, soft and kind, made her feel like she belonged here, like the garden was waiting for her all along. As she sat by the pond, the flowers around her began to bloom even more brightly. The petals of the flowers shimmered like tiny stars. Luna closed her eyes and listened to the soft hum of the garden, letting the peacefulness wash over her. She didn't need to rush, didn't need to worry about anything else. All that mattered was this moment, under the stars, in the heart of the starlight garden. The young woman continued her walk back to the village, each step feeling lighter, as though the calmness of the garden had woven itself into her very being. The soft whispers of the breeze seemed to carry the quiet magic of the starlight garden with her. Though the garden itself was fading behind her, its peaceful glow still lingered within her heart, like a secret that would never quite leave. As she passed through the meadow, the moon above her seemed even brighter now, as though it, too, had learned something from the garden. The air felt clearer, the stars twinkled a little more brightly, and everything around her, the trees, the flowers, the night itself, seemed more connected than ever before. It was as if the whole world was holding its breath, and she, too, was part of something much bigger than herself. Her village came into view, its little cottages glowing warmly in the distance, but there was something different in the way the night felt now. The cool night breeze felt like a soft caress against her skin, and even the flowers blooming along the cobblestone streets seemed to glow a little brighter. As she walked through the quiet streets, she couldn't help but smile. It was as though the magic of the garden had woven its way into the very fabric of the world around her, nothing loud, nothing showy, just the soft, gentle reminder that magic could be found in the quietest moments. She reached her little cottage and paused, looking up at the sky. The stars shimmered, and the moon cast its silver light over everything, as if the night was gently cradling her in its arms. She felt a deep peace in her heart, knowing the garden was still there, out there beyond the stars, waiting for her whenever she needed it. She had felt the garden's calm, its magic, and it had become a part of her, not just something she visited, but something that now lived inside her, always. Her heart was full, her mind at ease, and as she stepped inside her cottage and closed the door behind her, she felt something wonderful, something quiet and beautiful, settle in her chest. It was the peace of the garden. The kind of peace that doesn't need to be seen or touched, but simply felt in the soul. Later, when she lay down to sleep, her eyes closed gently, she could almost hear the soft rustling of the garden's leaves in the distance. She smiled to herself. The starlight garden would always be there, just beyond the stars, in the quiet spaces between dreams, a place she could return to whenever her heart needed it most.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful journeys and bedtime tales. Thank you for being part of our community.